Hi everyone, here is Emanuele Esposito. I'm a DJ, writer, producer, sound engineer, and co-owner of Switchlab. I started my career as a DJ in my hometown, Naples, Italy, way back in 1989. And since then, I've always dedicated to house and electronic music. In the years that followed, after listening and mixing a lot of music, I approached production. And as I began to understand the techniques and take my first steps as a producer, I discovered that I go crazy by the final stage of a song, i.e. mixing and mastering. So I took specific courses which, added to the years of experience, allowed me to work as a mixing and mastering engineer for various labels. All of these, an advantage that in my artistic career allowed me to have a good vision of how move the music market. You just need to know this. On my 11th birthday, I received my first DJ console, one mixer and 2 turntables, as a gift from my mom and my dad. And that was love at the first sight. As I told you before, I've started when I was 11 years. So I was just an ordinary kid who attended school. And back home after class, I spent many hours, sometimes until late at night on my DJ console, trying to understand and learn the technique. And obviously flying with my mind, imagining the day I would have performed in front of a dance floor. I have a very large background. I listened a lot of music, starting from the foundation of electronic music, like Depeche Mode, Kraftwerk, The Cure, Duran Duran, Modern Talking. I also listened to rock metal, like Iron Maiden, Metallica, AC/DC, Deep Purple, and disco music, like Kool and the Gang, Chic, Earth, Wind and Fire, and mainly the house music. Having grown up in the 90s, the years of the explosion of house music, my inspiration comes from there, from artists such as Frankie Knuckles, Todd Terry, Masters at Work, full influenced by my background in rock, metal, electronic and disco music.
It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway. Pack your bag up and leave. Don't you dare run back to me. It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway. Close the door behind you, leave your key. I'd rather be alone than unhappy.
It was totally made in my studio. During the pandemic time, our industry was totally stopped and we couldn't see glimmers of light for the restart. And during one of the various lockdowns, between many video calls with the friends and other DJs, someone answering me with this phrase, "It's not right, but it's okay." And there, the idea was born together with Gianni and Helen to redo this song of Whitney Houston, with a new arrangement in Afro key, with the hope that with the refrain to giving a sort of positive message for the difficult time we were going through. And I must say that the message was fully successful. In fact, after having released it, it was played by all the DJ in all over the world. This track means a lot to me because thanks to the success achieved, it allowed me to travel the world as an artist, and above all, to receive the gold disc certification in Greece in March of this year. For me, the DJ is an operator of fun, and as such, he must entertain and amuse the dance floor. I prefer both. I love to put in music what I feel inside, but I also love the adrenaline and the feeling with the dance floor that you have during DJ sets. When I'm not around traveling for the gigs, I spend my days almost entirely in my studio, working on new projects or mixing and mastering for clients, choose and select demos for the Switchlab catalog, and also select some new music to play in my DJ sets. The rest of the time, I spend it fully to my family, mainly to my 2 children. This too was totally made in my studio, and it's one of the first production where I started to push fully in the direction of the Afro House. Comes fully from Africa, and it's the song where I understood to be on the right way. There is no rule or data sheet for make a track. I have happened to write songs starting from a simple piano chord, or a simple kick bass, or even from a few seconds loop sampled from a song. In short words, from any element that at that time makes you move your head. After imagining it in my head, I start building around it with the various elements until the idea takes shape. Then some tests on the dance floor during the DJ set, and when I understand that it's complete and sounds as I had imagined, do the final master and organize everything for the release. All of this can happen in a few days or even in a few months. For me, there are only 2 categories: beautiful music and bad music, regardless any type of music. About my music, it could be qualified as Afro House with electronic contaminations. As a quality, I believe that from the number of sales, streaming, a continuous positioning in the various charts, and continuous support from a lot of DJs around the world, I think it's a good music. Switch was born as a party. It's a format founded by Gianni Romano in 2015, after his break with Daddy's Group. Then, in 2018, I too joined it, and together we founded Switchlab label, which not only allows us to release our ideas without too many compromises with the INR of the labels, but also allows us to give space and visibility to new young talents. I had to perform in a club, and that night I was together with my wife, who was wearing a purple colored dress, which for artists has always been considered a color that brings bad luck. My wife kept telling me not to worry and not to believe in these superstitions. Then I go to DJ booth to start my DJ set, and at the same time I press play on the CDJ, there was a total blackout. Wow, fucking... was a serious fault in the electrical system, and the club, unable to restore, stopped the party and let out all the people, and the party finished in this way. So I started to believe in superstition. I am very confident about the future. I believe that thanks to the pandemic, there has been a sort of reset for all our industry. I can say it was the right opportunity to mix everything up and restart from zero. As always, entirely made in my studio, with the collab of Trick Beat, a Napolitan live music band, together the African singer Jara Khan, who wrote and performed the song. The original version was released in 2020 during the pandemic, and in my opinion, not receiving the right attention. I think this track has a lot to give, and here is the decision to make a new, totally revised version. It will be released on June 30 on my label Switchlab. As a DJ, besides the Saturday residency with Switch at Blue Marlin Ibiza, I have some gigs around Europe and also some gigs between Middle East and North Africa. As a producer, I have some new projects in the pipeline, new singles with Gianni, including the follow-up of It's Not Right with Helen, some collab with other top artists, and some new solo tracks. I think it's time to work on my first album. 1. Jamek Ortega and Juno Ojos Verdes. 2. Daniel Ratek Jamando. 3. Tim Distant, Jalal Ramdani and Mr. Silk Sessa. Manu's Touch Vocal Remix.